This is Stephanie Barnes, and this is episode 28 of my Brick Wall Chat series. And today's episode is about women in technology. This comes up partly because I couldn't make it to the Women in Technology conference this year in 2019 or 2018 either. Women in Technology conference that happened, I think, in Amsterdam both years, or yeah, at least this year. I think it was in Amsterdam. I could be wrong about last year. Anyway, yeah, is about women in technology. I have been in technology, well, since doing my MBA in technology 25 years ago. Well, started almost 25 years ago. And yeah, have worked in different aspects of technology since that time, and have helped organizations pick knowledge management technologies, make better use of knowledge management technologies, have helped them with digital transformation strategies, also knowledge management strategies. Yeah, have helped with implementation and selection and improvement of technologies, aligning with processes, yeah, or designing processes around technology. Yeah, so I have been successful with this. Because I use my change management, which I talked about in an earlier video, and that was always just my approach to things, as was user-centered design, or design thinking was part of my approach even before I knew what it was, or at least before it was called that, because I didn't have the ego to think that I knew it all and knew I could come up with a better solution if I talked to people, and so that was always what I did, and involve them in the decision making and get advice and input. So that was always my approach. But in the last 20 years, particularly since I've moved to Berlin 4 years ago, it seems like there's fewer women in technology, or they're not as visible as they were in Toronto. I'm not sure. I have talked to some of my friends in technology in Canada and the US. They certainly mirrored that, so maybe it's a global change. I'm really not sure. There's 4,000, 5,000 people went to the Women in Technology conference, so there's clearly women in technology, but I don't know where we've all gone. I know for my part, I got laid off, but still have been doing technology, as an independent consultant for all these years. So we're still out here. But yeah, I get the feeling that when I talk to people here in Berlin about technology, they're surprised that a woman knows anything about technology. And I have definitely had some experience where I've been completely dismissed because I was a woman talking about technology, which was unsettling, honestly. And it came from not from a generation ahead of me, but the generation behind me, because I'm Gen X. And yeah, and so to have that experience and to be dismissed, that my experience working with technology was, not valid somehow, because I wasn't a white male, which, was really, really annoying. And I really hadn't run into anything quite like that before. I have had issues as a woman in business, nothing significant, nothing like some of my colleagues, my female colleagues have told me about, nothing like that at what they've experienced at all, but thankfully. But yeah, this attitude, and I don't know why. Women, technology, and especially the way organizations are going, and using technology to flatten the hierarchy and be more collaborative, and which requires a lot more communication, are more typically female-centric skills. Not that men can't do it. I know some men that are great communicators, but these are more traditionally what women have been good at. So I'm not sure why I'm not seeing more women in technology or in management positions. This whole idea of having to, lean in. And I never read that book, and I'm not going to start now. And that's a whole other rant, honestly, on the idea of leaning in and not being genuine in who you are. I think there's a place for all of us in the workplace, and it needs balance, and we need better balance because our organizations are better with balance, not just male female, but in all aspects of diversity. And we would all be so much better if we worked together as a cohesive team rather than pitting each other against various factions, which is a waste of time and ends up hurting us all. Anyway, I'm not sure where I was thinking I was going to go when I talked about women in technology, except to say there is a place for women in technology. I wish it wasn't so unusual to find women in technology, especially women in management positions, and why there are all these groups that have formed in the last few years to support women in technology. Yeah, I just, yeah, I've missed something there somewhere along the line. Being in my self-employed bubble, I think I've missed something. So if you have any thoughts or comments on it, feel free to add them in the comments under the video on YouTube, or drop me an email. Feel free to reach out if you have thoughts to share. Thanks, and this is Stephanie Barnes from Entelechy, Realization of Potential, and this was my Brickwall Chat number 28.